Happy Monday, everyone. Yes, I am back from a long vacation. You can't even see the stitches. But I look pretty great. This is how I looked before I left. Yeah. I know, the doctors really performed a miracle, and the breast reduction hurt like hell. But I'd like to thank all the guest hosts who did a great job while I was gone. I imagine they had nothing but nice things to say about me.
Do not adjust your television screen. Greg did not get more ridiculously good-looking.
I'm sitting in a normal chair, not one of the small ones, custom crafted to fit Greg's abnormally childlike frame. We also had the stage crew remove the sippy cup because I don't spill.
Or be like President Biden without cue cards. Or Gutfeld without a booster seat.
It's a book that no one is buying, like The Plus by Greg Gutfeld. It's the least popular tour since Gutfeld joined the Chippendales.
Their bail was set at $0, which is the same value as Greg's autograph. Nice penmanship.
Sure, the ratings plunged. It was an embarrassing disaster, and we ended up having to let go all of them. But at least they talked Hegseth out of doing the whole show shirtless. And boy, did I miss you guys. What I didn't miss was the news. Nothing calms your senses like a total news blackout. It beats an alcoholic blackout, right, JB? Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Yeah, neither do I. Why should you? You're wasted. In fact, I realize when you don't look at the news, it's like one of those eye exams. It only matters if you're told to look at it. And when there's no news, you find the best replacement is hysteria from those miserable wretches. Take Democratic Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold, who told The Guardian that if Republicans win, the country could lose the right to vote in less than 3 months. Yes, that's not insane. So did she tell The Guardian, the newspaper, or her own personal legal guardian who keeps her from eating her own hair? Because that's the news. When there isn't any, you reach for the unhinged stars.
Our democracy has been put in peril. And there are not just, there's several crimes here that could have been committed, including obstruction.
If any member of the intelligence agency had taken this many documents out, they would be in jail.
My top-level expert legal analysis of the affidavit is, why ain't this dude in jail? President Sticky Fingers already stole classified documents, top-secret documents.
See, I love him. Mainly because he looks like my dad's shaving brush. And that's a compliment. But on crazy cable, to maintain eyeballs, you got to get even crazier. Eli Mistel there, seen there impersonating a dandelion. He has cracked the code of cable television. Say the most absurd thing, and it never has to come true because no one is keeping score. It's not news. It's simply stuffing coins into the Twitter slot machine, hoping for a payoff. Except no matter how dumb your ideas are, you never have to pay for it. Because it's like taking out a student loan. Because just like the family photos on my desk, it's not real. And you notice that when something real comes along. Like this, the widely respected statistician Nate Silver claims liberal public health elites pressurized Pfizer to delay fast-track approval of its COVID-19 vaccine until after the 2020 election, thus denying Trump a win before voters headed to the polls. Yeah, calling them public health elites is like calling a tapeworm a weight loss consultant. Now, whatever you think about the vaccines, okay, we're talking about people who believe that the vaccines worked, yet still wanted them from the public. So who's worse than Hitler? Come again? That means they were ready to sacrifice lives to keep Trump from looking good. Yet they wanted to call him a killer. As if that's not the pot calling the kettle Justin Trudeau. Look, Silver's no Trump fan, but he points out that Trump's action likely saved hundreds of thousands of lives, and a delay would have killed tons. Yet those people's names would still have probably ended up on the Dems' voting rolls. Because the dead people vote. But again, if you believe Trump is Hitler, then what's a few thousand deaths to keep him from killing millions? Even though Trump kept us away from wars the way Joe keeps us away from complete sentences. Maybe it's unproven, but you're talking about the same people who suppressed the laptop story in order to win an election, so why wouldn't they do that here? Meanwhile, they keep squeezing the remaining drops of juice from the Mar-a-Lago raid like it's a Florida orange. Those are the most unimpressive documents since the first draft of Kilmeade's new book. What happened to those nuclear codes anyway? Maybe they're under the bed where the P-tape got filmed, right? By the way, that's the most action Jimmy Fallon saw in years. That was a needless crack. But videos of a cracked-out hunter and his hookers playing hide the hard drive? No story there, at least until months or years after the election. Then you get the confession from a battery-powered popsicle named Mark Zuckerberg about something we knew all along. So you see my point. Amplify fake stories and bury real ones like their former Clinton associates. Yeah, she killed him. Or rather, amplify stories that are easy to speculate on, like documents or Russian disinformation or Kat's marriage. And avoid ones with real ugly facts. But I know that when I'm on vacation, what passes for news has no effect on me. Unless I'm in Mexico and the news is about a cartel member leaving a human head next to the waffle maker at the hotel's continental breakfast. I really don't care. I also know that when journalists go on vacation, so does the news. It's like they both own a timeshare together in Boca. So in the absence of facts, we went from nuclear codes to documents to indictments. Indictments. The media loves this word, assuming you don't know what it means. But you guys watching me right now do, and that's why the media hates you so much. Someone once said you could indict a ham sandwich, and I bet it probably wasn't Brian Stelter. He'd keep on tampering with a defendant. So fake news rules and real news is redefined as hateful speech. Is there a crime wave? Yes, but don't talk about it. Bring up a Soros-funded DA? Well, you're anti-Semitic. If you point out that it's young black kids knocking out other black kids and older people, well, that's racist too. If a citizen on Twitter calls a children's hospital and catches them admitting wrongdoing against young patients, well, it's the citizen who's guilty. A person gets banned from Twitter for doing what people used to call journalism. So what's left is an array of bottomless what-ifs, which are perfect for hackneyed drama queens on cable. The stuff that's ignored are palpably real and they affect you. Inflation, crime, corruption, me being the new king of late night. Hold your applause. Hold your applause. Oh, that was gratuitous. I need a shower after that. I actually do. I stink. Woo. But real stuff in life, journalists don't have time for that. It used to be the dog days of August when producers would do anything to plug a hole, even asking amateurs to host for me.
Tune into One Nation Saturday at 8 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Well, I'll be talking to someone.
Commercial.
Yeah.
Can I finish, please, Charlie?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
What's it about?
Well, it's, am I not enough?
Apparently not. I'm so tired of having to do charity for this guy. It's like sponsoring a child from overseas, but this one commutes from Long Island. Except, you know, fake news is year-round. It's the profit model. So what to do with the media hacks? I say turn them off, pack their bags, and send them on a one-way trip to somewhere they can't even tweet from. Tell the ladies of The View to pack extra moo-moos because they won't be coming back soon. Maybe when they're on permanent vacation, the rest of us can finally get some peace. Welcome tonight's guest. She keeps her wine where she keeps her children, inside a cardboard box. Okay. Fox News anchor Julie Banderas. He's our favorite brewer this side of Anheuser-Busch. The comedian behind the new YouTube special, Somebody Had to Say It, Jim Brewer. She's one Hemingway you'll never find in Cuba. Editor-in-chief of The Federalist, Molly Hemingway. And his name says undercover stripper, and his outfit says undercover yacht captain. Co-host of the Clay Travis and Buck Sexton show, Buck Sexton. Julie, what I always like about you as a news anchor, you never tried to get people to trust you.
No.
No.
No. First of all, you always want to undersell.
Right.
And under-deliver.
Right.
That's my motto in life, you know? Like, you just, set the expectations low.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, if you actually get something right, people are like, holy crap, she is credible.
Yes. But it is funny how, like, they use the same phrases, they use the same vocal inflections with stories, and they have no memory of everything they said before, which is like, if true, or he's going to jail. What is it? Are you obligated to have amnesia in order to do the news?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I mean, you just have to tell the news as if you actually believe it. And,
right.
and most of the time, it's unbelievable, so
yes.
you just got to fake it.
Yes.
That's I think where Trump came out with fake news.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the people in the media industry are faking it.
Yeah.
Until they make it. But a lot of them aren't really making it. So I'm
No,
not really sure.
they fake it till they make it, then they get fired.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I'm trying to get Brian Stelter on the show.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh, I'm sure he'd love to come on.
Yeah, I think so.
You've been so kind to him.
Well, I think I'm fat-shaming him into getting a Peloton bike.
Oh, Jesus.
So, isn't that really what it's all about? Jim, where do you stand on this? You're not in the Beltway. You're not in the news thing. I mean, do you feel like whenever you turn on the news, you're getting fed a load?
There is, honestly, I don't. Anything they say, I know is complete opposite.
Right.
Whatever's going on, I know this is full-blown nitrogenous waste at the end of the day. So no, I don't buy any news whatsoever. So no.
Except for Fox News, of course, because we here deliver nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course. Of course.
Well, you live in Florida.
It's the best.
You live in Florida, right?
I live in Naples, Florida. Yes, I do.
So we're
home of the pastel color pants.
Can the press ever regain trust from people like you?
Say it again.
Can the press media ever regain trust?
No.
No.
Zero.
That's
Done.
it. Yeah.
They've lied through their teeth. And back to the Trump. You can hate Trump all you want. He's the first human being that came out just fake news, fake news, fake news, fake news.
Called it.
And yes, and for centuries, that has been a century. In 3 years, a tree went. And it's worldwide. Even people in Australia going, "Hey man, this stuff is fake. Oh, what's going on here? It's ridiculous."
Was that Australian or New Zealand?
I was somewhere in between.
Yeah, but I liked it anyway. I was strangely aroused. I don't know. Molly, do you find it weird, like when you go away on vacation, you come back and nothing, whenever I go away, nothing big happens, so I'm assuming it's all about me.
I feel exactly the opposite. Like, you could take 2 days off, you come back, and it's like you're in a completely different country. Major things have happened. I happened to take, like, my 1 day of vacation the day of the Mar-a-Lago raid. Came back at midnight, and I was like, now what now? What happened here? Oh, dear. I have really chosen the wrong day to take off. But the media are so bad at these things, and particularly with that Mar-a-Lago raid story, I've been finding it funny how people are acting like we didn't just go through the FBI, faking evidence to go after the Trump campaign, doing all sorts of horrible things like wiretapping and putting confidential human informants on it. And now they're acting like this is just a brand new day. That never happened. They never ran the Russia collusion hoax.
Right.
You hear people saying like, well, we just don't know what we don't know. I am so sick of hearing that. I heard that for years during the Russia collusion hoax. I don't want to hear it anymore. I just don't.
It's pretty funny because it's like this vax suppression story, if true, it would be huge. It's as big as the Hunter Biden thing. But why didn't it go anywhere? I mean, it's Nate Silver. That's why I was away when that I thought, oh, this thing's going to explode. I wish I was at work. But then it just kind of petered away. They put it away. And then they started doing more stuff about the raid instead. It's like when something's happening, they go bigger on the other stuff.
If I could just say,
Yeah.
I did write a book called Rigged about the 2020 election. I actually told this story in the book. It's not even really under debate. You know, Pfizer came out after the election, announced that they had, in October, gotten everything they needed to do in order to get the vaccine approved. And it was clear, you know, people were openly saying that they had to delay this announcement until after the election. And yeah, I mean, there were so many things that were done that were improper to affect that election. And people...
You know, I remember reading that in your book. It's a fantastic book, Rigged. And you can still get it. It's available.
It is?
Yeah, it is. In most bookstores and on Amazon, much like your jacket.
Man.
What professor did you roll?
I should have a QR code here just so everybody knows where they can get it.
Did you just get married or something?
Engaged.
Engaged. Congratulations.
To a Fox employee. So
really?
Thank you, Fox News. Yes. Yep.
So, you know, I never thought that you and Judge Jeanine would hit it off. But
the judge is a lot of fun. I've actually been out to parties. She's super fun. I will say. True story.
I don't want to be that. We would have a hell of a time. She doesn't drink, by the way. You know that, right?
You're freaking kidding me.
No, she doesn't. What about the Zuckerberg stuff? Did that get? I was away. Zuckerberg goes on Joe Rogan, says this incredible thing, and then like the news was busy trying to put up the FBI response.
The lying is the point. Everyone needs to understand this now. This isn't a surprise. This isn't, oh my gosh, how could they have gotten this so wrong? When you have elements within the FBI, which we were calling the deep state for years, that come forward and talk about election misinformation. I guarantee you there was not a single misinformation tidbit that would have hurt the Biden administration. It's always Republican misinformation in some capacity. I mean, Fauci, I think people had to get through their heads that Fauci was just the health deep state in a sense. This is a bureaucrat of many decades, and it was a mistake for Trump to keep him on. I think we all know that now. Trump has been very honest about some of his personnel decisions that could have been different from what they were. But the purpose of CNN, the New York Times, all these other institutions is to be battling propaganda machines for the left. They're not, the 50, I worked for some of them, by the way, the 51 or whatever it was that signed that. They're actually not so stupid that they thought the laptop was misinformation. They lent their credibility, or rather lit their credibility on fire purposefully to give cover to the shutdown of the story so that relatively, low information folks could say, oh, well, I guess if the smart CIA people say it,
what it was.
Not a lot of smart people.
We have to do a hearing and do, as Dana says, 52 days of hearings. You just interview each person that signed that letter, right? By the way,
I just got a promotion, by the way. That's how it works.
I want to apologize for hurting you with the ladies by saying you were engaged, because I know that's like, you're probably not going to be dating as much. I mean, your name is Buck Sexton. I mean, who's monogamous with that name? Yes, exactly. What's funny is your porn name is like Jerry Slavin's Peel. Because it's the opposite of Buck Sexton. I'm an idiot. We need more blue-collar journalists, people who didn't go to college. That's what we need. That's the solution, right? Huh? Thanks, Vic. I invited my plumber over. Ugh, Vic.